Okay, we're back to the beach. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Sea Hunter Mark II, made by Garrett. We've got the white MX Sport, the Garrett AT Max, and the Deus with the Wave Guard aerial. In the pack you get that clips over the coil. I'll show you how it works in a minute, and then it wraps around your stem, and that comes up to the top to your control unit. Because it's a wireless detector, as soon as your coil goes under, even if it's fresh water or salt water, as soon as it goes under the water about 4 or 5 inches, you won't get a signal, because it won't send the signal up to the unit. So you need that to come up the stem, and then you can detect underwater. In the pack you get the aerial, straps, little fittings, stuff for your headphones. Get a waterproof sealed pack where your unit goes in, and then in there, look, you've got a headphone jack, so you can plug your waterproof headphones in, and you're fully waterproof up to, I think it's 5 meters, it might be 10 meters, I'll let you know. And you also get the waterproof headphones, so it turns your Deus into a fully waterproof metal detector. But yeah, we're going to try them on the dry sand, wet sand right by the sea, and then we're going to go into the sea and see how they perform. See how we get on. We're also using the Blackadder sand scoop, good for on the dry sand, but when you get into the wet, if you're trying to dig big holes, it will struggle a bit. But nah, we'll see how we get on. Start off with, we're going to use the Garrett Sea Hunter Mark II. Turn it on, just stick it into, that's off mode. Standard trash elimination, and you've got discrete trash elimination. I'll just leave it in standard for now. Have your elimination on 0, so you're just knocking out the lower end of the scale, iron, etc. And then your threshold, I'll just put my headphones by the mic because it hasn't got an outside speaker. So if you have it too low, you're not going to hear all the deep signals and that. You have it too high, you're not going to hear the deep signals again. So you need to get it so it's just coming through, and about there. So I've put it on at 3, you can just hear that hum, and we'll see how we get on. So we're on the dry sand, we've got the threshold constant. Yeah, so that's absolutely perfectly stable. This machine is designed for salt water on the beaches. It's a pulse induction machine, so this isn't going to have a problem, dry sand, wet sand, and even in the sea. But we'll put it through its paces and see how it gets on. But that's nice and stable. Okay, so no adjustments. And that threshold's still solid. Scuff the ground. Slight little wobble, but no, that's solid. Well, this machine is designed for this environment. Let's take them in the sea. Well, the sea is the biggest test. As soon as you get into that surf, especially when the waves are coming over the top of the coil, that's the biggest challenge. So see how they get on. Just balance out the threshold. Everything's exactly the same. It's just the threshold. You just want to hear the hum. I'm going to pop the microphone into the headphones so you can hear what's going on. As you could hear, the threshold was solid all the time. No adjustments needed at all. So this machine is brilliant in the sea, on the wet beach, or on the dry sand. Really good machine. Looks a bit dated, but the performance is brilliant. Okay, so now we're looking at the white MX Sport. We've gone into beach mode. We've got the sensitivity. Leave that on 9, see how we get on. So it's standard beach mode really. I'll do a ground balance in a minute if it needs to be done, and we'll see if we can get it stable. If you want to ground balance the MX Sport, hold the track button. You can go into tracking, which is like that, so it constantly tracks the ground, but it will get a little bit sparky when it keeps trying to find and keeps tracking. And you can, if you've got the coil over an object and it's tracking, it can end up masking that out. So it's best not to leave it in tracking really. You can get away with it. So come out of tracking, it's in locked. Hold the track button down. And that's dropped right down to 4. I've got the tracking lock now. You can see the padlock on the screen. Sensitivities, I can bring that up. It's like on 10 now. A little bit sparky like that. So just drop the sensitivity back, and that's absolutely fine. Nice stable search. Same as the other machines. Take it down to the wet and then go into the sea. Okay, now we've got the White's MX Sport, same settings, beach mode, ground balance, same, and the sensitivity is 2 off. That's exactly the same, super stable. You scuff the coil, it goes off a lot. If I put the coil on the ground, listen to this. Mega overload. So if I drop the sensitivity, yeah, so now we're 1, 2, 3, 3 off maximum, and that's super stable. So even scuffing the sand, there's no reaction. So if I wanted to get that little bit more power, up the sensitivity, and just don't scuff the sand. Same as other machines. Stay a couple of mil above the sand, and then you've got a perfect search in the wet sand, that is. Everything's the same. The sensitivity at the minute I've lowered right down. As soon as you bring the sensitivity up, you start having problems. Sensitivity, you've got overload signal. So the sensitivity is really low as well at the minute. If I show you, you've got very minimal sensitivity on. It does suffer with the surf. You're probably only going to be getting you've got a very minimal sensitivity on, so you're only going to be scratching the surface in the sea. But you can get it balanced, and that's the best I can get it. But if there's any rings been dropped that's on the surface, you've got a chance. Okay, so now we're going to try the Garrett AT Max on the dry sand. Sensitivity is 2 off at the minute. Put it on max. A little bit sparky. So what I'll do now is a little ground balance. Got the shift key, which is there. Hold your finger on the shift key. If your sensitivity is too high and you try and do a ground balance, and the numbers just keep spinning and it don't really want to lock on, you can drop the sensitivity, knocks it down 3 off, and then do the ground balance, but go from left to right. That's settled now. Super quiet. I'll bring the sensitivity back up. That's just 2 off, 1 off. So that's now running on full sensitivity on the dry sand. And that's really, really stable. Okay, let's try it in the wet, on the wet sand and in the sea. Still in 0 mode. Sensitivities, I'll put it on full. full sensitivity. I'm scuffing the grain there and it's choppy. Bring it a couple of mil off the grain. Still a bit choppy. So then take the sensitivity now. Down 1. Down 2. So we're 2 off now. And that's stable. On wet sand, 0 mode, done a quick grain balance. And that's fine. So yeah, just do a grain balance with the machine and then adjust the sensitivity to suit. So that's, if it's on the sand, it's gonna go off. So just hover above the sand. Okay, so we're in the surf, same settings, in 0 mode, done a grain balance, and the sensitivity is 2 off at the minute. Let's have a look. That's really nice and stable. Let's try to up it up in the sensitivity. That's on maximum. Yeah, it's more erratic like that. So if you drop the sensitivity, drop it down 2 bars off max, and that's quiet as a mouse. Absolutely running like a dream. Okay, I've got this little bang coming across the screen at the minute because it comes with proper clips that you can stick to the Deus, and that just slides in and it holds it all in place. But I've just used the rubber band for now, so that's why that's going across the screen. We're going into dry beach mode because we're on the dry beach. We're going to see how it gets on. So I've took the grain balance down as low as it will go in dry beach to 60, just to try and stable it up. And we're in 17 kilohertz. Sensitivity is on 80. So I can't grain balance that anymore to stabilise it. So if you go into wet beach mode, the grain balance goes down to 0, so it's stabilising it more to the beach. So that's the answer. A lot of the machines that you do use, I've used in the previous video, you have to take the grain balance down to 0 to stabilise it. And now that's super stabilised. Sensitivity at 85. That's fine. If you scuff the sand, you're going to get a reaction, but as long as you're a couple of mil off the beach, then that's absolutely stable. So if you're going to use it on a beach, some beaches I've used the Deus and it's not been too bad in the dry beach mode. But on this beach, I've had to adapt it a little bit more, go into the wet beach mode to get the grain balance down to 0, and that's running sweet. Perfect. Right then, time to go and get wet. Okay, so we're back with the Deus. We're on the wet sand now, just before the surf. Same settings, wet beach mode. That's really stable. Hit the sand again. It goes off a little bit, but just above the sand. That's really stable. Sensitivity 85. Okay, now we've got the Deus in the surf. It's really hot. The speaker's not very loud over the surf, so it's hard to hear what's going on. I've done a little test. I put the sensitivity 75. You can hear a little chatter, but when a target goes over the coil, it stands out. If I put the microphone closer, put the microphone close up so you can hear what's going on. That's the most stable I can get that to run. It is chirpy, but it's only background noise. You can just hear that little chatter, and when you go over a target, it does bang out. Awesome. So all the machines that we've tested throughout the 2 different days of testing with all the different machines, you can get them all stable, you will get them all to work, but some machines do better than others. But thanks for watching. I hope you like the videos. Don't forget to get subscribed to the Searcher YouTube channel for loads more videos coming soon. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.